Hello, Aldersgate family and friends. Pastor Randy here. Thank you for taking a couple moments to listen to what we feel is a really important message as we get ready to gear up for our comprehensive fall stewardship campaign. And that theme is going to be shepherding for the future. And we want to just encourage you now to be thinking about and praying about what your part might be in that. I think one of the things that's really important as we get geared up for this is to be thinking about our vision. And as we think about our vision, do you know it? It's right here. To courageously live God's unconditional love, of course, with everyone, everywhere, make disciples, and serve others. So I want to let you know that, honestly, I do my very best to try to listen to God and try to listen to you as members of our church family as we work together envisioning for what our future will look like here at Aldersgate UMC. It's really not one person's vision. It should be a collaborative vision, working with staff, the leadership team, listening to others in the life of the church about what their dreams are as well. And our shared vision, I really believe, as I've listened, is to be engaged with our community in such a way that people know who we are here at Aldersgate, that they know about our love, our care, our support, and that we exist for not just our members here in the church, though that's a part of it. We also exist to serve those in our community and to work together with those in our community to make this place where we live a better place. As a church, we want to be able to introduce people to God's love and to Jesus Christ, and we want to be able to establish and build up our community by building relationships with others. We want to connect people, and we want to welcome them into the life of the church, and we want to help people get involved. We want to encourage participation of everyone in small groups or Methodist men or United Women of Faith, as they're now called, so that we can all grow in faith. And then nurture that faith along so that people will then want to go be God's witnesses in the world and to serve our neighbors. We want to also be a generous church, right? Knowing we've been blessed by God with so much in order that we might be a blessing for others. We want to be about sharing God's love. We want to be about being generous and making and growing disciples. Now, we recognize that our current reality is that we are trying to, coming out of the pandemic, well, almost anyway, many aspects of our church life, both our modern and traditional worship services, but don't forget, we now have online worship as well in an online congregation. We're working at redeveloping our day school, and that's coming along nicely. Our small group Bible studies and our church-wide studies that we do, as well as our youth program. These are all things we're trying to rebuild. And with that, we have to each look at how we can support our vision together with our time, our talents, and our financial resources. So here are the two big needs we have, really the two big asks. First is being able to fund our annual budget through commitments made through Shepherding for the Future's annual stewardship campaign to help with our annual budget. And friends, that is the first and most primary goal, and that's what we'd like to invite you to make your first commitment to. Then the second is our 3-year capital campaign goal with the same theme, because the funds raised is going to go help pay off Shepherd's Hall as we shepherd for the future. Our in-house comprehensive stewardship campaign team, all church volunteers and staff, has worked diligently to put a program and materials together that you're going to be seeing as we go along over these next weeks to help us live into being a generous church and building a generous church culture. I wonder, what's your dream for your church? What's your vision? What does courageously living God's unconditional love look like you for each day? How have you been shepherded in the faith through this church family? And how are you shepherding others in their faith? And what could Aldersgate United Methodist Church do once we get this anchor of debt off of our backs, even as we work together at shepherding God's people each and every day in this place that God has called us to. So I want to say thank you again for listening. I ask that you be prayerful about the decisions that you are being invited to make, and that you would be willing to share some thoughts with our team, and that we can consider each one of us the part that we can play. Here's one thing I know. There's no one of us that can do it all, but together we can all do a whole lot. God bless, and thanks again for listening.